Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Greg here again with a final reveal of the Meng King Tiger, the production turret, or some would know as the Henschel, but they were both made by Krupp. The Henschel and Porsche turret were both made by Krupp, so this is the one that went into full production, and the Porsche turret didn't, if there was ever such a thing called, or the other turret. So without further ado, let's bring the little thing in and see what we think. As you can see, it's been battered a bit. This time I did the Zimmerit. It's the same sort of Zimmerit as the Panther was, but I remember Matt Hill had told me just put a drop of PVA glue in your water, because they actually slide decals, these Zimmerit. So I did, and this time they stuck down perfectly. I didn't have to go around with anything to bring any of them back in or anything. It just perfectly stuck. So just a few, didn't even hardly colour the water, the PVA. Just put it in there, mixed it, and they went down no problem at all. It really did, and they stuck. And they're easy to chip, as you can see. There's my little pointy stick. I've done some damage, here, and some down here. And I say as we go around as well, there's more damage, like on the front. And they give you a little, because the decal itself it gives you two options of different kind of markings, and you've got these little stencils to put on top of the Zimmerit and to cut round them, which really went out quite well. So it gives you the shape so the decal can sit flat on it. But the other option on the other markings, it was completely Zimmerit, so I went with this one. And there's one mistake on here that I made, and I didn't realise until it was too late what I did. I won't say what it is at the moment, so see if anybody will, can tell. There's a couple of people that do know already, but I just didn't realise until I was sitting there looking at it one night. Right, as far as the paint job was concerned, all I did is the usual sort of stuff. The dark NATO black, which is XF. I can never remember all these numbers, brain like a bloody sieve. XF. I can never remember. XF. Come on, blow me heck. Useless, I am, absolutely useless. XF69 NATO black, and then an XF to the flat white to get the height. No, didn't need to do a highlight coat, because obviously it's tritonal camouflage, so I don't really need it. Obviously the unusual colour of these kits, which is this colour to start with, so it's like the red oxide primer. So I didn't have to prime it with red oxide, I just used the base colour of the actual plastic as well underneath. So all it's got on top of the base plastic is the NATO black, and then that's it really. Just the NATO black underneath, and then obviously we got the Tamiya dark yellow, the Tamiya NATO brown, and the Tamiya NATO green as the primary colours for the camouflage. I've done it in the sort of style of the Tank 124 505 Wehrmacht, Poland, summer 1944. So I've done it in that sort of era, and sort of as near as camouflage as possibly can. It's not exact, but it's okay. It's okay. So we shall go and see what else. It's a really nice kit to put together. A real easy kit, I would think. I did buy the extras. I've probably seen when I did the thing. I did actually buy the workable tracks with the torsion bars, and these were a nice thing to build. Fiddly but nice, the little metal pins. Minimal cleanup, really minimal cleanup, and they do. I do have a full working suspension as well, so the wheels, they actually, so pick it up or not. But I can assure you there's a workable suspension on there, so the tracks are really nice to put together. Really nice to put together. Right, let's start with the track. I'll work our way up. As I did the tracks first, after the low hull first, so I can put the side skirts on and all that kind of stuff. So all we did at the bottom, after we got the tracks on, sorry, the tracks weren't on, my apologies. I did the usual sort of, I did more of a European earth this time with the pigments and the damp earth, the AK damp earth, which is that one. I used a bit of the old damp earth to build the, you know, as it's obviously damp, gradually build that from the bottom, from the top, and worked out my way down. And obviously there's a few, there's a grey wash on there, there's a black wash, and there's a tan wash as well. And if you can just see in the guide horns, they've just been brushed with the pencil and Joe's metallizer powder. So the track there, as you can just see, it isn't down, so I've pushed the wheel down on it. It will be any second now. There we go. Push the wheel back down now. And obviously we've been fully workable suspension. You can go up and down over things. Because the tracks, they were okay, but I just fancied something different. And then I said the low hull was done, then complete the tracks. Obviously then the tracks went on. Burbling today. Usual way I've been doing things at the moment, spraying them Netto black and then building them up with layer by layer with the Vallejo dipping wash. And then again, when that was all dry, I started off with the pigments again with the European earth, mixed with a bit of, was it desert? Oh, it's the trench earth and the European earth, just to get a bit of a colour on the tracks. And pack that in there, and then I just give it a slight, ever so slight wash with the track wash, the AK track wash, which is sorry, the track rust, not track wash. AK pigments, just a track rust. Just a slight wash with that, not the wash sort of, just to get that colour, as you can see. And then that was the tracks finished, apart from the highlight, the guide horns and things like that, and the cleats. That was done with the metallizer. And they came out really well. Let me just see if I can bring them in a bit closer so you can see it better. As you can see there, they came out really well, the tracks. They're really nice. Once you got into a routine putting these little pins in, they went in really nicely. See, I did a bit of damage to the fenders and the hook out of the front, and I used that, all these, I cut the pieces out of the side skirt. You can see these side bits here. Well, I cut them out, but they looked a bit too thick for doing this, so I just used PE sheet, the rest of the PE sheet, shaped it, damaged it, as if it's been pulled off. And as you can see on the corners of it's slightly bent as well. And the muck guard again has completely been taken off on this side. Let's go around to the back to start with, or the other side where we're there. As you can see, the tracks again, just done the same thing with these spare tracks as well. Obviously all the tow cables and the bits and Pioneer tools there were all done after I did the tank. I put them on after, then weathered them slightly to match it into it, and then we have the rear of the Tiger, obviously the German bucket, make out the jack at the back, and on this part here, on these parts are separate from the actual tank when you put it together. So when you put it together, you have a seam, a slight seam down the edges. So all I did with that is I used a bit of the old Tamiya glue, just left it on there, let it soak in a little bit, and then I got the back of me hobby knife and just did some of these, you know, as if it's been flame cut. Just be, you know, just so you don't see that seam down the middle, because it would be unnatural. I would presume it wouldn't be in 2 parts. So that came out quite well as well. Yep. See the bucket I got off the it was a Tamiya kit again. Oil barrels and jerry cans. There's a few buckets in there as well. And so you can see the Zimmerits again, just weathered the same at the back. The muck guards are the same again. And the cleat thing, the C shoes, I think they're called, as in letter C, not S-E-A. You see them nice little, if you look close you can see the nice little butterfly nuts on the top of there, which is a nice touch. So work our way around. Then I did a similar sort of thing on this side. I did kept the fender on the middle, took it off the off there, and bent this one. Obviously, in that one you can quite see it looks quite nice. It looks actually broken as if it's metal. I've gone past the red primer right down to the metal on this, so it looks like it's sheet completely off. And there again, I did the same thing with the sprue, with the PE sprue. Just cut one to shape. And the side skirt again, just a few scratches and things on there, and a bit of highlighting of the things with the Tamiya panel liner, and a bit of the old streaking grime and rust. Not much rust. Weren't in the field long enough to get that rusty. And then round to the front, as you can see, I've done with the barrel. Oh, sorry, on the top of the where the tracks should go, I made some just a bit of stowage and a couple of helmets on there as well. Just about made out of milli put. And some rope behind there as well, and a couple of helmets, just something different instead of the tracks all the time. And then on here I did got the camo net, which is basically the old bandage, and I coloured it green, and then just some leaf colours and tied it. Something different again. Has anybody spotted the difference yet? You won't be able to quite spot it yet, but you should do shortly. And then round to the front, and this here I put it with the old chain on again, and the only thing I let it down, I did the damage on it, which I wanted to damage it, but the machine gun's gone in and stuck in, and I can't get the bloody thing back out without snapping it, which is a shame, but it's okay, it'll be alright. Obviously you can see there's a bit of damage again to the Zimmerit in all these patches and things like that. And then obviously the farther you go down, the farther you're starting to get the crap built up from the tracks and things like that. And then see we're back around to the front again with the tools, the tracks again, and then onto the upper hull. She's got the Zimmerit on the side. You should be able to spot the deliberate mistake. Well, it isn't deliberate, but it is quite funny. Well, I suppose it is. You can see again damage to the Zimmerit on this side. There was some figures with it, but I just couldn't get them to look right. So this is a Tamiya figure, and this one from the Tank Commander's crew. So I'll put him in there. The machine gun came out really nice. I did that again with matte black. And then I used some metalizer, and I've got one of these, you know, the makeup ones, the Tamiya Weathering Master, and there's the burnt blue you sometimes use on the motorcycle exhausts, and I just used a bit of that onto the actual machine gun barrel. I've got that slight hue on it. Let's bring it back. There we go. And obviously I used the metal, which I showed you, AK metal in the tube for the bullets there. I'm going to see if I can find some bullets. I would love to have some bullets, you know, just scattered around the front, but I can't. I was thinking of trying to make some. I couldn't think of anything that was going to make it really that shape, so let's see if I can find some on the internet. So the tracks come out quite well again. Yeah, it's just normal sort of wear and tear damage, nothing drastic on the top. And then we're back to the engine deck, which is quite nice. We've got the bolt cutters and the fire extinguisher, and there's a bit of engine spillage and fuel spillage there on the back fuel filler. It was a really enjoyable build. You know, it took quite a while. So I've been away for a few days, and with the weather being as it is, I haven't really spent that much time in the cave. But so this is finished now. So I say I've got plans to do different dials with all these tanks I'm building. I will get round to doing these. I'm going to put I've just got the new Meng King Tiger with the other turret to do, so I'm going to build these up together, put them together, or I don't know, I might do the other one in the winter camouflage yet when I ever get around to that. But I've got the Sturm Tiger to build next. So has anybody spotted the mistake yet? So I'll go around once more. See if you can spot it. I'll do this way, maybe better. Anybody spotted it yet? It's a pity I've done it like, but it can't be helped now. I was going to stencil them, that's a big clue, but I couldn't get them bent good enough so the paint wouldn't run. So I had to use the decals on this one. But overall, yeah, I was very impressed with the kit. Very impressed with the kit. Came out really well. Nice build. Nothing, no major fit issues. Only maybe slight fit issue I had was around the front by the mantle around here, front plate, which just had a bit of filler in there, and that was it. Which was probably my fault. I'm sure, but it probably was. So yeah, nice enjoyable build. It really was. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously get the guitar string again, which is the go-to thing now for any aerial. Seems easy enough to do. So I think that's about it. I'm quite pleased with it. In fact, I'm very pleased with it. And obviously I've gone round, as you can see, with the slight highlight of with the pencil around some of the edges, wear and tear. But a nice kit. And I think I paid £25 for a King Tiger. I know I paid a bit extra for the tracks, but their own tracks weren't too bad. But they were Lincoln length. The detail isn't too bad at all. But I just fancied a bit of a challenge, so I bought the other ones. So I've got a spare tracks there for a King Tiger. I have the old Tamiya King Tiger as well, so with the plastic rubber band tracks, so I might exchange them for this. I might use these in full fit. They should do, I would think. So I think that's about it. So I say thank you very much for watching, taking the time out of your day to do so. I'd like to thank all my subscribers, new and old. Keep on watching, and love the comments I'm getting. If you negative comment, leave a negative comment. You know, if it's I'm here to learn and listen. If I've done anything wrong or I could improve doing this or doing that, please let me know and I'll take it on board. So this is Greg signing off. I'll say a quick one more whirl round, and then I'll tell you the mistake. You probably all spotted it by now anyhow. See, the number of the tank is 124, and on this side of the barrel it's 142, but on the other side I put the 4 and the 2 the wrong way. It's 124, so I put the numbers round the wrong way. Silly sod, but it's too late by then. Right, so it's at the apple now, so thank you very much, and I say I'm going to start this Sturm Tiger hopefully over the weekend, and we'll do a build log of that, I think. So this is Greg signing off, and we'll see you soon.